Hi, and welcome to TeamsCompete. We're a scheduling service for travel youth sport leagues. We appreciate that you joined us today to learn a little bit about what it is that we do. If you've ever scheduled a travel youth sport league, you know it's a big challenge. But you also know that there are really three components that drive the process. First being, how is your season structured? How many games do you play? When do you play them? Over how many weeks? How are the divisions set up? Can you play the same team twice? And how do you manage things like odd-sized divisions? Do you play double headers? Or do you play with a bye week? You also have to manage other factors, such as coaches, as well as where you're going to play. Let's take a look at some of the scheduling challenges facing travel youth sport leagues. So as you work through your season, say you're working on a U11 division, and you decide to assign them to a team that's playing over here. Well, when you get to the U13 division, you come across a team that's coached by, say, the same coach. Maybe you recognize that the teams are linked, but maybe you don't. But you can't rightly send them to play in the opposite direction over here. Either way, no other commercial scheduling software will recognize that these two teams are linked and need to be treated as a unit. You're going to spend a considerable amount of time trying to figure this out, which is why scheduling youth travel teams is difficult and time-consuming. The other big scheduling hurdle is, where and when are you going to play your games? Take a hypothetical league. Our first organization in this league has 3 teams and enough field space available to provide for a balanced home and away schedule for their season. The next organization has field space available to themselves every other week. They can also provide for a balanced schedule. Our final organization has more teams than available field space, making it impossible to balance their schedule, which is one of the reasons scheduling travel youth sport leagues is so difficult. So as you apply all of the factors in your season, all of your season constraints of how many times Team A can play Team B, and then add in all of the teams in all of the divisions, and then factor in all of the coaches who are coaching multiple teams, and all of the inconsistent weekly access to playing surfaces provided by your member organizations, what you've actually created is a very complex puzzle that's going to take a considerable amount of time to solve. And guess what? You only have a month to do with it. So let's take a look at some common stats. First, travel league scheduling is commonly done manually, using Excel, printouts, and other such materials. And even when software is used, 85% of the work is manual adjustments done after the software has generated the season. We find that most organizations, most leagues, take about an hour per team to complete a schedule. And what does that mean? For a league with 135 teams, that requires 4 hours per day to deliver it in 5 weeks. So how does TeamsCompete help your league? Well, TeamsCompete allows your member organizations to link or block teams together. Teams can be linked either across divisions or within the same division. TeamsCompete designed its proprietary scheduling software from the ground up so that linked teams are scheduled naturally as the system generates a season. Well, let's take that coach who had the 2 teams at U11 and U13. TeamsCompete schedules it naturally so that he can play his 2 games together, making his logistics significantly easier. And remember all those member organizations with their inconsistent field availability? TeamsCompete designed its system to identify the playing windows available to each member organization for field or ice time for the entire season. Our system then manages the inventory of game slots and works to balance the number of home and away games for each team throughout the season. What does TeamsCompete deliver to your league? Well, first, we generate a preliminary schedule and then share that schedule with each and every member organization. Our report contains a summary view of the starting inventory of all the game slots by club and facility. We then show the actual facility usage for all season dates for each club. The club tab then lists each registered team in that club in the league and their schedule in a single view. Once we've collected the feedback from the preliminary schedule, we incorporate all the agreed to changes and then deliver an electronic file that can be uploaded to your web platform. For many customers, we also provide additional services. We manage all in-season game changes, acting as a single point of contact for coaches and the referee coordinator. We also provide web services as needed by our clients, managing data, posting news, and other such actions. To sum it up, there are a lot of benefits to using TeamsCompete. We eliminate the need to find the next scheduler volunteer and suffer through their learning curve. We also optimize field usage to reduce permitting costs, and we permit the leagues to focus on their mission, which is creating a proper competitive environment where players can improve their skills by playing the game. So that's a quick overview of TeamsCompete and what we do. If you'd like to learn a little bit more and talk about how we might be able to help your organization, there's two ways of connecting with us. First is to fill out the Contact Us form on our website. The other, simply pick up the phone and call us at 978-393-1775. Or you can send us an email at info@teamscompete.com.